Hey, it's Andrew with GY6 Vids, and in today's video we're going to be talking about parallax adjustment, why it's important, and if you need it. Alright, so what is parallax adjustment? You're going to go into any local gun store, you can go into any online forum, and you're going to see all these different things about what people talk about when it comes to parallax adjustment. It is a focusing knob, it is a focusing tool, but the issue is it's not just so much a focus, but it's allowing you to line up your reticle with your target objective in the proper plane to not only give you a proper focus, but also to give you a better sight picture and pinpoint accuracy. But unlike the reticle adjustment on the back of your optic where you're focusing your reticle to your own eye and it changes from shooter to shooter, the parallax adjustment is adjusting your reticle to the target objective, which means it's not going to change from shooter to shooter. It has to do with what's inside the optic, moving from the target distance all the way back to the reticle and making sure they're on the same focus plane. Before you even get into adjusting your parallax, you got to make sure that your reticle is properly focused. Now, we have muscles in our eyes where when we pull up on our rifles and we look through our scope, our own eye muscles are going to try to adjust to make that reticle look clear. Now, that doesn't mean the reticle is actually in focus. What you're going to need to do, look at a white background or something clear, something that does not have an objective in the distance. And what that's going to do is help your body to focus strictly on the reticle. So when you pull it up, and if it looks blurry, bring it back down, adjust it in one direction or the other, bring it back up to your eye looking at that same white background. I personally like the sky, it gives you a good plain background, and see if it's changed for the better or worse and make your adjustments from there. But as you keep bringing that back up and down and making those small adjustments, you'll see that at first glance, as soon as you get that first target picture, your reticle is going to be perfectly clear. Now you know it's set for your own eye. Once you have that dialed in, now you can really start working with your parallax adjustment. Now the optic I have on this AR-15 right here is a Diamondback series from Vortex Optics. It is a fixed objective scope, which means there is no adjustment for parallax on the side or in front of the bell. It's fixed and there is no way to adjust parallax. Now scopes that are fixed objective are usually dialed in for about 100 to 150 yards, which means there's going to be very little parallax shift in your optic at that range. Now when you come closer or further away, you're going to get a slight parallax shift and your reticle is going to start floating on you. Another great way of explaining of what you're experiencing with parallax shift in your optic from your reticle to your target objective is I want you to put your finger up right now, whether it be on the computer monitor, on the TV you're looking at. Put your finger up, close one eye and try to put your finger over my face or my body, or however big the screen is, and try to hover it over top of it. So your goal is to mark me with your sights, and your sight is your finger. Now I want you to shift your head without moving your finger to the left and to the right. Okay, you doing it? So as you shift your head to the left and to the right, you're going to see that more or less of me is going to show up, and your finger is going to look like it's actually not covering me anymore. Now in actuality, you are covering me up, but because they're not on the same focal plane and you move your head left to right, your point of where you're trying to point on me is going to look like it's moving, but in actuality it's not. The same thing happens when you're looking through your optic at your target. So as you look through, and if your head's not positioned properly behind the optic itself, it's going to look like the reticle is not on target and you're going to move the gun, and now you're going to be completely off your target. That's where parallax adjusting actually helps. It allows you to not have to worry about completely being dead center behind your gun, because unless you are, it's going to have a slight parallax shift. So the same test again. Now I want you to stand up and I want you to put your finger over the monitor on my face. Okay, so I just want you to cover up my face or as much of my body as you can and put it on the screen, so we're on the same plane now. So hold it out, put your finger on the screen and cover up my face or my body, however big the screen is. And now I want you to shift your head to the right and to the left. Go ahead. You notice how my face still stays covered? It's because the screen is the focal plane of the objective, which is me, and your finger is the reticle. And now they're on the same plane, so even if you shift your head left or right, your reticle or your finger is still staying on target, and that's where parallax comes in handy. Well, Vortex Optics definitely understands the principle of why it's important to have a parallax adjustment, and they have come out with the Diamondback series, but the HP. Now the HP is the next version of their Diamondback series optics, which come with a parallax adjusting knob, or an adjustable objective, however you want to call it. They're both accepted, don't get too technical about it. You're not going to see a huge change when it comes to a parallax adjustment. You're seeing 44 millimeters, 50 millimeters, but that's still a kill shot for a deer or, you know, large game. But if you're looking for like bullet on bullet impact precision shooting, parallax adjustment is the only way to go, because it rules out one of the factors of missing your shot. And as we all know, if you've ever been shooting, there's a lot of factors that can mess you up. And it's not just because you're a bad shooter. It could mean that you're a great shooter, but your gear is just not set up right. So you gotta pay attention to the fine-tuned details when it comes to precision shooting. Now, last but not least, who needs a parallax adjustment? Like I said, it's for precision. If you're looking to grab a rifle, for instance, like this AR-15 here, this is my plinker, this is my fun target shooter. If you're looking for plinking on the range, don't worry about it so much. If you're looking to fine tune your rifle and truly see that half MOA impact points at 100 yards or a half MOA at 300, 400, 500, 1,000 yards out, having an adjustable parallax or an adjustable objective knob on the side of your optic is imperative. Now, a lot of the time when you're buying optics, it's really hard to find an optic that has a parallax adjustment on it without being too expensive. This is the Gen 2 series Vortex. This is one of their highest level Razor series optics. This has all the bells and whistles you want it. This thing's meant for precision. But if you're looking to put a, say for instance, a good hunting rifle on that you want precision on, you don't want even a single ounce of room for error, you're gonna wanna get an optic that has a slight parallax adjustment on it without breaking the bank. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something about parallax adjustment. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more knowledge so you can go teach someone else at the gun range, teach a family member, teach a friend, teach a loved one. Pass on the knowledge. Don't be a hoarder of knowledge. That's how we all get better in the gun community. And if you enjoy these type of videos, make sure to click the like button. It is the voice of the viewers. If you like these videos, if you like these talking points, and I'll start making more in the near future. It's Andrew with GY6 Vids. I'll see you next time.